Hello guys and welcome to the third episode of our portfolio series. Today we're going to be creating the about and contact pages on our website, so let's get into it. Alright, so if you notice here we created our icons, or I got some icons and I linked where I got them from down here just to make sure I don't get sued. Very important. And then I changed a couple things in CSS so that the header and the picture down here actually line up. So what I did was I set the logos float to left, and I did margin top -2 pixels on the title just so that it lines up a little bit nicer like this. And I mean, I know it's 2 pixels off, but I did it anyway. Okay, let's move on. Let's start by making you. No, you. Okay. Let's go down and let's make a paragraph tag. And we're going to put in some fake stuff here. I'm just going to write it in a second. Let's first style up our paragraph tag. So let's say content, all the paragraphs, width of 60%, and a font size of 1.3 EMs. Okay, oops, not done yet. Right, now let's type in all the stuff. We'll say, hi, this is the description area where you can describe yourself to potential clients and visitors. Please edit me in the config.php file to describe to, wait, what should I say here? To properly show users who you are. Okay, here's some dummy text. Bam, dummy text. Pretty short, but normally people would have a longer one. This is good for now. And in case you didn't already know, I was talking about this config.php file. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to make it so that you can change all this information. I'm going to make a config.php file, and you can go in and you can type in one line and it'll change all the titles, one line, change all the abouts, all that stuff you can change from one place. You don't have to scroll around and find it. So that's going to be really nice. And I'll also have a place where you can download this when we're finished. Alright, now let's move on to the more complicated contact page, because that is going to have a email form on it, which I have a tutorial on already. So if you want to go check that out, I'll put a link in the description so you can watch it in case you don't know what I'm doing when I make it. But otherwise, just stick around and I'll make it, but I just won't explain everything. Okay, let's go ahead and put in our H1 tag. And then let's go down and let's have like a two column system. So let's have one div, the class of half, and we'll have another div, of course. And then this is going to be our contact form in here, and this is going to be our information. So this is going to be a UL. And I'm actually going to bring in a custom list styling thing, which I'll show you in a second. But let's put in all the information that we were going to need. So we're going to want email, at gmail.com. Okay. If you didn't know, I is italic. Alright, and then we're going to want stuff like phone number, cell, office. Let's also put in address. So we'll put in your address. I'm just putting 000 0 020. And we'll just copy this. So this is like office phone and your cell phone. Alright, these are just random. You can do whatever you want here. But this is what we're going to do for now. Then let's go ahead and create our other half. We're going to have an input. Let's go ahead and give it a placeholder of, let's say, from. Yeah, this is who it's from. Give us an idea of from. Then let's go ahead and copy all this. This is going to be the subject. It's going to be your email. And then we want the text area. Placeholder is going to be, geez, we're going to set that to your message. Alright, so let's just look at what we have so far. It's going to be all HTML, so it's going to look a little ridiculous. Yep. And this is over here for some reason. But we'll work with this. So let me go ahead and grab those custom images for this, and then we will start the styling. Alright, so I went ahead and I got that little bullet picture. It looks like this, just a little triangle bullet instead of the round ones that we're going to put in here. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. We're going to want to do half UL. We can do list style, image. We want to set that to the picture. Okay, now that we've done that, let's just see, make sure it worked. Yep, we got nice little bullets. Now we want everything to line up. So we want text, align, left. Right, this will make it go over there. Sweet. And it looks like they're a little off. That's because this font needs to be a little bit bigger. Okay, this should... Let's try like 1.5. We'll just make it bold, because why not? No, we won't. Bold's ugly. Okay, that's good. Now, I actually want to get rid of these. I don't really like them. It was good when it was small, but now that I made it big. Okay, now let's go back to the CSS and let's start styling the halves. We want them to float left, and they're going to have a width of 50%. And what else do we want to give them? Let's see what happens. Should, yep, get half and half, but they're not. Let's put, yeah, we got to have a wrapper for this. That's not going to help us. Let's just do display inline dash block. Now they should fit together. Nope, they didn't. Okay. We'll give this a width of like 49. And I think then they'll fit together. Yeah. So I don't know why 50 isn't going to work, but I think we can do something like this and only subtract 2 pixels so it's more accurate. There we go, that works. And let's also do text align center, and then we can change this to display inline block. Now I think that'll go to the center. Yep, that's nice. Now we can start styling our contact form, and the good thing about this is we can set a min width of 300 pixels, let's say, and then once we get below 600 pixels of space, it's going to go like that. So this is a good way to make your websites responsive. So this is nice. I like this. Okay. One more thing I might want to do, though, is once you get down to like this, we make these the 100% of the page, but we're about that later. Okay. Now we want to style the contact form. So let's do half inputs. So we're going to do all the inputs. We'll have a width We'll do 100%. Let's also give it, well, not 100, sorry, 70. Height, let's not do height actually, let's just do padding. 10 on top and bottom, 5 on left and right. Then let's go ahead and do background white. Border 1px solid CCC. Okay, let's give it a border radius 3 pixels, and let's go ahead and see what we have so far. This is, we have pretty basic inputs. I don't want to worry about them too much. Let's also give them a display of block so that they're not stacked. There we go. One more thing we should add though is a margin. Let's give it like 7 pixels. Alright, now let's go ahead and just copy this and paste it down here for the text area. Let's see, make sure that worked. Yep, and we don't want users to be able to do this because that's just weird looking, but we do want to allow them to go up and down, so we'll do resize. We'll set that to vertical. Now the user can only resize up and down. Let's head over here and add rows and do 20 so that this actually has some extra height here. That's a little bit too many, or that's too much rows. Too many rows. Jeez. Okay, that's good for now. So now we have a simple contact form, but it isn't in the center. At least I don't think this is in the center, because we set everything to block. So if we look at this half over here, yeah, so that's over to the left, and the content isn't all at the top. So let's go back up to the half and let's do vertical align top, and then let's also set, what else did I have to do? Right, let's just set all these to inline block, and we'll give them all BRs in between them. Because this way it'll be centered and we don't have to worry about centering it ourselves. So let's just put in breaks. Actually, we're going to need one down here too for the send button. Okay, there we go. Now everything's centered. This is looking pretty good. I don't know if I want to do more with these inputs, but yeah, we need to set the font family, I think. So let's set to Open Sans. I don't know if it's already Open Sans. It might. No, it wasn't. So now it's in Open Sans. That's good. Okay, so this is looking pretty good so far. One more thing we have to do is add the the send button, and then actually make it work. Okay, and we just want on click. Call it send. We're finally gonna be typing some things in this JavaScript file. Okay, so now let's just make that button send. We'll do the same thing with the padding, except a little bit different, obviously. Should do 60 on each side. I want to go find a nice background, so one thing I go to is I search popular colors. There's a page of colors that people like, and I just use them from here. This is a pretty useful tool. I kind of like this color, this blue. So let's use this blue. Alright. Then let's go ahead and do cursor, pointer, and we'll do color white, font size 16 pixels, or this in our case. And let's go ahead and put in, what else was I going to do? Oh yeah, font family. Let's do that font. Let's see what we have so far. Okay, I always forget to do this. We need a display of inline block so that it doesn't cover the whole thing. Okay, we've got a pretty basic button. Let's round off the edges, and then I think we'll be good. Alright. Yeah, I like that. I do want to make it, though. If we click here, you can look at more information, and there's darker shades. So let's grab this shade of that same color, and let's do send active, and we'll do this. So it'll be a darker shade. This background, and then we can also do, let's see if this works. It might look ugly, but okay, let's see what happens. We have this, and when you hover over it, it floats a little bit. When you click down on it, it gets darker. I'm not sure if I like that, but yeah, I'm going to get rid of the hover effect, but I'm going to keep the active. Let's also make it transition. Like that, and let's go ahead and copy, and we'll add this, except we'll do for Safari users. Okay, so now we have this sort of fade effect when you click on it. I think that looks nice. Okay, so yeah, one more thing we're going to want to add before we get into the code, which I think I'm going to have to do another episode because this is dragging on. But we're going to want to put an error message thing up here. And we'll just do test error. And let's go back in here, and we'll do error color. We'll make red, size that, and then let's go ahead and just make the font family monospace because it's an error and it's code-like. What am I looking for here? Family. Alright, let's see how that looks. Alright, so this is what will happen if you do something wrong. It's going to tell you up here. If you forget to fill something in, or this isn't a valid email, it'll let you know. I also want to put information and email me up here as like sort of subheaders. So let's do that. Okay, and then let's put one up here. Oops. Yeah, no, that's right. And this is going to be information. Okay, and then we'll just add that into here. The same stuff, except we're going to make the font size 3.6, so it's a little bit smaller. It doesn't look very much smaller, though. Lower the margin a bunch, and we'll just bring this all the way down to 3. Alright, that's good. I like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap this episode up. Let's just set the error to display none, and our error will go away, and there we go. Alright, so I will see you guys next episode when we make this email form work and maybe do some other things, and I will see you next time on another episode of Portfolio Design Website Thingy. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.